Hi, I'm Donna from Lost Closet, and I have a ship with me video for what sold over the weekend. Today is, oh mercy, I don't even know. I'll put it. It's Sunday, but I don't know the date. It's June something. It's like the third Sunday. It's the Sunday before Father's Day. So, yeah, but I don't know the date. Well, anyway, I have two things that sold over the weekend. I did not run a sale. I did not send offers. I did some writing and delisting and relisting. But I think from whatever day it was, I had sold a car on eBay that sold previously. I haven't even had as many people in, where you can send offers to likers or watchers, excuse me, on eBay. Not even, no. So I guess I'm in the timeout chair with eBay because I made a boo-boo, but it's okay. I had off today, so I did some cleaning. I know you really can't tell, I still have so much junk behind me, but I got rid of a bunch of stuff that was just taking up space. And when my family members, they get something from Amazon or wherever they get it shipped from, they just throw the packing supplies up here and sometimes the boxes, and they just sit wherever they land until I organize it. So I did a little bit of that today, and I went to the red, white, and blue. I don't, maybe it's the summer heat, or sometimes my brain just short circuits. I was digging through the shoes and I'm like, wow, I'm finding a lot of yellow tags. They're all 50% off, and they're like front and center. That should have been my first clue that I was making a mistake, because the yellow tags were the new tags that they were putting out today. So I think the color of the tags were blue, green, blue, red, and white. White was 75% off. I only found two tags that were 75% off. So all the shoes I had to put back, and I was just like, I'm not digging through those shoes again. The aisles are narrow, and it was getting quite crowded when I decided to move on. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to walk around and see what I can find. I'm here to have a good time, and hopefully I'll find something. And I found a couple things. Got myself, what do you call it? One of those chrome Hamilton Beach milkshake makers. Yeah, I was like, if it's worth a lot of money, I'll sell it. If it's not, I'm going to keep it. I paid $17.99 for it. They flip, I think, I did not do a deep dive, around $30-$35 in really good condition, maybe with the box or open box. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep it, like, because no one's going to want to pay to ship that because it's heavy. So if I decide to sell it, I'll give it to my son. He can flip it on Facebook Marketplace and we'll split it. But I'm keeping it for this summer. I have two small, easy peasy items to ship, so that's why I'm not complaining about the low sales. This is CVS Health Wave Sonic Replacement Brush Heads. One of my hobbies I like to do is go to CVS and see what I can get on deal. They keep reducing each week until the item they're clearing out is gone, and sometimes you can get some really good deals. So if you have some time and there's a CVS near you, just browse and scan for their clearance tags. Sometimes you end up with a lot of makeup, and sometimes they flip it if I haven't opened it. Sometimes I give it to my coworkers or whoever. But and then they have the rolling bucks, so you can do really good if you have like extra care bucks and you have all this clearance stuff. Like Olliop went on clearance, the grape. I was like, oh, I've never had Olliop, and it's still in my refrigerator. I'm not a soda drinker. Diet Coke. Sometimes I drink too much Diet Coke, but I don't drink it that often. I'll have like a day where I drink like 5. That's a lot. I don't drink 5 a day, but I'll drink like 2 or 3, and I'm like, oh, you need to cool it. But that's pretty much the soda I drink. But like grandkids, they come over, and you know, parents come over, or whatever. Maybe someone wants a grape soda, because I bought 2 of them, and they were like a 4-pack. I think they were $1.19 for the 4-pack. I'm like, that's cheap, I'm gonna grab it. So I grabbed the 2 of them, and then because I bought 2 of them, I got extra care bucks back, which I think was like $2. So like, I almost broke even on that deal. So why wouldn't I do that? So I just paid a couple dollars for these. I think these were like $1 and change, maybe $2. I don't remember. And this little guy, I think he glows in the dark. He's a little rust. Let's see, I'm gonna put him up real by the light, and I'm gonna set the light off real quick. I think he glows in the dark. Oh yeah, look at that. He glows in the dark. Well, anyway, I didn't read my title or my description. I was like, oh, my little ghosty friend sold. And I came right up here, and I went through I have a small tote of brooches, because I thought it was a brooch. Like, so I looked at the picture, I was like, oh, my little ghosty sold. I went through my brooches, I'm like, okay. Sometimes I'll find a necklace and a bracelet tote. Sometimes I'll find an earring and the brooch tote, and vice versa. Once in a while I'll make that mistake. So I go through all my totes, all my earrings, all my necklaces, all my bracelets, and all the brooches, and go through the brooches twice. This is where I started. I'm like, not again. I'm like, Donna, maybe you just ended up logging this for some reason. So I went down and I looked at it, and I was like, that's a magnet. It's not a brooch. So I looked it up on my spreadsheet, and lo and behold, there it was in box 62, which was almost near the bottom, but it wasn't that bad. So that's enough rambling for me. He's a cute little guy. I was going to keep him. But he sold for $4.30 on Depop. I had him up for $6.99, and someone was like, $4.30, please. I'm like, yeah, sure, you're probably not going to pay me anyway. And they did, like, super quickly, like within an hour, I got payment for that. So, but I didn't ship it because I wanted to wait until the end of the day to ship. And I'm just, because I don't have a lot of rattling of paper, I'm not going to bring you down, because I'm just not going to do that. Like, it doesn't make sense for two small listings. So, but it's going to make the video longer, because I speed that up and I put music to it. I'm not sure if you've seen any of my other Ship With Me videos. If you have not, feel free to check out the playlist. My videos aren't generally that long. And, listen to one of my rants and see some of the stuff that sold over the weekend and why I think it sold. And, you know, sometimes I know how long I've had this. I've had this little, for a couple of months. I don't think I've had it for long. And you can go in one of these boxes too. So I'm just going to do it completely and write ghost on this one. That way I don't mix it up, because they're going to go in the same size package. Ever do that? Have like 2 8x8 boxes going out and forget to write what was on them, and get distracted doing something and have to open it up. I've done that a couple times. Not with just 8x8 boxes, just once it was with the 8x8, and then I don't know what the other one was. Maybe it was poly bags. And this guy is going to go in here. So I don't have any brag-worthy sales, but it's okay. It's summer. People are outside getting fresh air and exercise and hopefully staying out of trouble. And I wanted to go to the bins today, but we did not. We went to the red, white, and blue. And I tried not to be salty about that, because I was like, oh, I'm going to go. I woke up before my husband did, and like when he woke up, he's like, oh, the traffic's going to be terrible. It's going to be bumper to bumper. We should just go to the red, white, and blue. I should have said something when he said that, because I was salty all day about it. And I was like, oh, well, we'll go to the Red, White, and Blue, and I'll get a jewelry bag, which I did not have, or I'll get some shoes, which I boo-booed that on my own, so, but it's alright. And I got I thought it was a mini food processor, like, and I was like, oh, because I'm like, my husband and I were both trying to be like, okay, we're not getting any younger, we need to be paying attention to what we're eating, when we're eating, how it's being cooked, all the things, right? So I was like, oh, instead of hand chopping all the herbs, I can just throw them in this little blender with olive oil, and then in the refrigerator, I'll just have them. You know what I'm saying? That way I won't have to chop them as I need them, because if you chop them and don't do anything with them, like leave them out, they get no. So I was like, oh, just, because sometimes I buy the squeeze ones and just make my own, put in little small containers. Well, it's a part, like an addition to the veggie bullet, or it's not a NutriBullet. So it said veggie bullet, and I thought it was like a mini food processor. No, it's a part that you can put on the bigger one, which I paid $5 for that, and comps say it's going to sell for about 25, maybe 30 if I'm lucky. So I'm not upset. I don't have my mini food processor, but I have, my mistake is still going to turn a profit. So, and this is a CVS thing. What did I do? And that's it. That is it for my shipping today. Well, anyway, as I was saying, my food processor, I don't have any. I'm going to have to get one. So when I go sourcing again or thrifting again, I probably won't find one at the bins. But that's where I'm going sourcing next time I go. And if my husband was like, no traffic, I will fight the traffic all by myself. So I told him that while we were eating dinner. I was like, he's like, I don't mean to mess up your day. I was like, no, it's fine. Because he had other things he wanted to do anyway, so I wanted to let him know. I didn't want it to fester. So it didn't fester. We're good. Next time we go sourcing, it's going to be the bins, and that'll be that. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, listen to my rambles. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.